Hello, YouTube audience, and the YouTube rep who's manually reviewing my channel because I'm eligible for monetization. I hope you like what you find. I'm the YouTuber who talks about things that have nothing to do with YouTube and only to do with the content. I randomly draw stars on my wall, and slowly but surely and gradually, more and more come. Hey, there's one star that's here that wasn't here last week. Can you identify which star it is? Anywho, the topic of today's stream on Saturday is D23. I'm being joined by the jaded fanboy. Hello, hello, hello. You can speak.
Oh, hello.
And we got Trinity over in the live chat. What's going on, Second Street Marvel? It's time. We're almost there at the milestone that is YouTube. Trinity's probably known me the longest here on YouTube, next to K Dot. Jimmy's here. Yeah, it is a dud 23. Comic Quirks is Jimmy. Second Street Marvel, the Jaded Fanboy. We all have YouTube channels. You should check us, each and every one of us out. Here's our names. Ooh, I gotta get rid of that overlay. The goal of today is just to chit chat just the events, Marvel, Star Wars, all owned by Disney, and all had presentations over at the expo last week. I feel that D23 was won by Lucasfilm if we're comparing them between Lucasfilm and Marvel. But the Princess Ariel Little Mermaid chatter has dominated YouTube, Twitter, as you know. Jaded Fanboy, you got like a opinion on that specifically? I've talked on it already.
Oh, I just honestly, believe it or not, just before I came on here, I just dropped my video talking about it. But
We know where to go to find it.
yeah,
To me, it's more so like, I would love if they had a $200 million budget going to a character who looks like Halle Bailey and will always look like Halle Bailey. Unfortunately, we know what happened with Brandy as Cinderella. Eventually, the likeness of Cinderella coming out of Disney will return to what it originally was, and it's not meaningful representation to me. Aglax, I have a YouTube channel, but I'm not proud of it. I can firmly say that I am very pleased with what I've done, videos and content I've created, moves, decisions I made, didn't make to get me here. It's
well,
very like,
considering this is his favorite channel, I mean,
this
come
is
on,
my favorite YouTube channel,
it is.
100%. I'm over here writing up questions about what makes the MCU a good name, like fun things like that. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. It rolls off the tongue, though, 3 letters, because we all know what DC did. They went with the DCEU, Extended Universe, which is like, how is that specific to movies? This is a cinematic universe. Maybe they didn't want to say CC twice, DCCEU.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Their name DC needs to get cut. I believe that if they called themselves Justice Comics, because they own the Justice League, that would be a much more smoother. But hey,
Yeah, like get rid of 70 plus years of history and foundation and brand recognition and just change the name. Sure.
but Justice League is their brand recognition. It's there. It's not too far off,
As opposed to DC Comics, which
bro. DC, you think of Washington DC, where Americans have their government, right?
yeah,
DC,
right. Like most comic book fanboys, when you say DC, the first thing they're gonna think of is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice
yes.
League. They're not gonna
True, but you're trying to
Washington.
expand though. It's not about the comic folks. It's about like everyone just hearing DC and thinking of their thing. When I hear Chick-fil-A, I may not have eaten there in a long time. They actually have one over on Bloor. Have you been to that one?
They have one on near where I live on White's Road.
Ooh, they're expanding. It used to be like there was one on Yorkdale in the mall. Sorry guys, I'm getting very local, but there's a mall here. And the thing is, like, whenever they open a Chick-fil-A on somewhere with a sidewalk, there's always protesters and noise being made. But if you go into a shopping mall, it's different.
It's different.
Yeah, that was very local. I'm apologizing to my global audience, whom which are chilling here in the live chat. He says Jaded is on. It's going to be a crazy stream.
Oh,
Jimmy,
boy.
you can join too if you're up and you want to be here for the next hour and a half. H-Town Boss, the best channel on YouTube. Thank you. H-Town Boss, you inspired me. Your Twitter avatar it changed my Twitter header. Yeah, it's the D23. It's the Dud 23. Chick-fil-A is the best chicken sandwich in North America. What's better?
I'm more of a Mary Brown's fanboy.
Isn't it Mary Poppins?
No, Mary Brown's.
It is Mary Brown's. It is.
Like their open faced chicken sandwich and their gravy is really good.
Their gravy.
Yes, their gravy is.
Does anyone have bad gravy? Popeyes.
Oh yes,
Popeyes has bizarre gravy.
and Swiss Chalet. It's got this tangy sweetness to it. I'm not. It's like they got barbecue sauce mixed in with the gravy, and it's like, yeah, I'm not into it.
Who would have thunk we'd be talking about this?
We just kind of segue whatever we.
The biggest announcement over at D23 on the Marvel side of things was that Thunderbolts announced their cast. We know we're going to get Yelena Belova showing up. We know we're going to get, and she was in the center of the picture too, of that poster, indicating she'll have the most lines and she'll be the lead of the film. That remains to be seen. I would imagine John Walker is the strongest character. Bucky, the Winter Soldier, that's a pretty strong character. He's been there since they casted him in 2011.
Right.
I would imagine he'd be the guy. She's going to be there. There's Bucky. There's John Walker, U.S. agent. There is Val.
You
Yeah,
also have the Red Guardian. So I mean, he's supposed to be half decent.
the Red Guardian, and that is a bizarre one. Where he's going to come in, who I don't know. Like, how do you want him? Yelena wants nothing to do with him. She was mad at him all the whole movie, even
Well,
towards.
they did kind of make up in the bedroom. He kind of apologized, and they had that little tearful little whatever scene.
It was
So
interrupted. He got shot by those darts.
right, but she was about to cry. Come on, we all know it was gonna happen.
Where's the questions?
And the white women.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Where are the 33 questions?
Yeah, but what's the thing he put in parentheses?
And the white women.
Where are they? I don't know. Is that to you? Is there something we're not thinking of? Yesterday we were live
I
streaming.
I know the reference. I know the reference, but it's more of a
Huh.
don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Mike, we were worried for you yesterday when we were streaming with you and you just ended your stream randomly. We're like, "Oh, I was worried. I'm like, is he okay? But I think Jess texted you or something, or Pickle, one of those guys. I had sent a link to Jimmy so you can join the show whenever you get that link. Where's the white woman? Is a classic quote from Blazing Saddles.
I know.
Did we bring up that movie? Is an actor that I named in that film?
No, you didn't do anything like that. He's trying to be funny. He's going, where are the questions? And where are the white women at?
Here's
It's
one from last week, okay? Who's the most stallion-like Avenger? Go and answer that one, Mike. It's still on my StreamYard. I wanted to chat about Dud 23 because our expectations for these expos are way too high. They don't deserve to be where they are for the freaking shows that we get. These conventions, unfortunately for us, films are going to be announced and leaked, and too many people are going to know about them before they ever get a chance to kind of surprise us at a convention. If they do surprise us at a convention, it looks like what happened in the summer over in the Comic Con. In July, they said, look, this is what phase 6 looks like. Marvel is still in their 4th phase. And they announced a movie that will come in 2025 called Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. As exciting as it is to get 2 Avengers films in a year, don't get me wrong, it is exciting and that's great news. It's just so far off that it's hard to get too excited. It was a surprise, definitely, it does qualify. But what they announced that was already, or rather, they confirmed announcements and leaks and deadline reports and variety castings was like, there's going to be a new Falcon Winter Soldier movie called New World Order. There's going to be a new Thunderbolts movie. They confirmed that. We knew that Daredevil, the actor Charlie Cox, was in talks with them, and they just kind of surprised us and said it'll be an 18 episode season rather than what we're familiar with, the short seasons. And that was like cool to know. But we already knew, you just kind of confirmed. So the pizzazz of the surprise is missing, right?
Well, I think it's the surprise was the announcement. The confirmation is to establish it's no longer speculation anymore. It's to go, yes, there were talks about this and this and this. We're now confirming this and this, but we haven't confirmed, 17 other rumors. So
Well, with
just know that,
rumors though, you're talking about rumors that we see on Twitter from like we got this
yeah,
covered and those sources.
well,
They're
yeah,
not the ones I take valuably, like the Hollywood Reporter,
right.
Deadline. Well, there's another one. Variety is a good one. Those are the ones where I see that and I go, oh, okay, this means that it's actually happening because they're in bed with those studios.
Yeah. Right.
aren't
And
they?
again, half of them are like, from a a reliable source, and it's like, yeah, so you spoke to the janitor on the way out. I don't care.
Chillmonger's the Drax of YouTube. That's right. I'm a destroyer. Hello, hello, William Moloch. Captain America, because he is probably the most cowboy.
John Walker, because John Walker is a little bit of a loose cannon from the TV show.
I have not seen Blazing
You
Saddles.
have not seen Blazing Saddles.
When did it come out?
1970s. It's one of Mel Brooks' most.
Of course, I didn't see Blazing Saddles from 1974.
You have got to see Blazing Saddles, Chillmonger.
I'll pass on Blazing Saddles. A
It is
1974 film, unless there's spaceships and stuff, I'm not going to the 70s. It was a struggle to make me watch the first Star Wars, or
okay,
as Mike calls it, Star Wars.
Blazing Saddles is a comedy. It's a very, it's let's just say it's a comedy that would not exist in today's Hollywood climate.
Would Dave Chappelle do his Chappelle show in this Hollywood climate? I think so.
Yeah, but then again, that's because he's established his. It's the same thing with I forget the other the comedian, but there are
Jordan
certain
Peele?
well, probably, yeah. But there are certain comedians, like the rare ones, even Jimmy Carr. They spent so much of their comedy career breaking, defying it, that if they haven't been able to stop them now, you can't stop them. If you weren't able to stop them then, you ain't stopping them now. And Dave Chappelle is one of those guys where he can literally do whatever the heck he wants, and no matter how many people protest, too bad, nobody's gonna care. He's too
Chappelle is
big a name.
he's a big legend, like happening right now, living in our own time. He is the guy who walked away from 55 million in a world where none of them do celebrities do that. In a world where they keep their mouths shut when they are treated horribly, and I won't get into the gory details, but you can imagine. And
It's
this guy is the one who
also
put his foot down and said no.
it was also the stress that he had and the mental issues. It wasn't just that they were treating him badly, and the more they're treating him badly was after he refused. After he refused the deal, that's when the studios went after him full bore, and that's when they showed their true colors.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I did watch Spaceballs, and that must have come out in the 70s. Christian Bale hates that. Do you hate like Christian Bale does? What are you talking about? Watch all the Mel Brooks films, chill. Blazing
mm,
Saddles, especially, think you'd find interesting. Okay. I'm going to spam more inflammatory statements to rule up the chat. On the week that my YouTube rep is
on the
watching my
week,
channel, trying to see whether or not my CPM rate is the right amount, like you're going to really do that to me,
I
Trinity?
can't, I can't even smoke on screen. You can't do that on the chat.
That's
Sorry.
right. We're keeping it very PG today, okay? Okay. So the the MCU has, let me actually open the outline of the MCU, which I always keep on a tab because I love reading the slate and reminding myself what's coming, how far away the next project is. It's on Wikipedia, and they got it all in order. Let's scroll down to here. Ant-Man and Black Panther 2 is what's next on the slate. Not too excited for that. You guys all know that I believe T'Challa should be recast because he is a significant, and not just a significant, the most significant Marvel comic book character who isn't a guy with the complexion of jaded fanboy, and that's very important. Ant-Man and Wasp:
Whoa, whoa,
Quantumania.
whoa! Wait a minute. So, okay, Black Panther, Silver Surfer, because Silver Surfer doesn't share my complexion either. I might add.
I'll still say the Black Panther trumps
Of
him.
course, of course. We all
We
have our biases. We all have our biases.
That's not even biased. How many comics has Silver Surfer held? Exactly.
Oh
To
gosh.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is next in line. It's only 3 months away, but it's being called Phase 5. So reminder to everybody, just because they call it a phase, it doesn't hold much water. Just 3 months apart, okay? Quantumania is gonna have Ant-Man probably die. Let's be real. They're building up a movie that's gonna be called The Kang Dynasty. And if that's happening,
You think they're gonna kill off the Ant-Man?
they got to make Kang a credible threat. And if Ant-Man's power is he can shrink and he can go big, and he's bringing in his daughter, whose
Yeah.
power is to shrink and to go big, do we really need this redundancy? She
Well, then
needs a
get rid
story.
of Wasp and Hank Pym.
Yeah, but she's not going to have no story of, "Oh, I need to avenge Wasp and Hank Pym." What needs to happen is for his daughter Cassie to go, "I need to avenge my dad's death. Bring me Kang."
Or you can have Wasp die and Hank Pym goes, I'll take on Hank Pym will be so upset, he'd be willing to take on Kang and do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I'm leaning towards Ant-Man dies. We should make a bet on that. A friendly wager on that.
I don't
Loser.
want either of them to die, to be quite honest. I was just thinking if there was going to be a death, they're going to kill off the female character who's a secondary character as opposed to the male character who's more of a established.
He's an established character in a secondary franchise. They
Yeah.
have new things coming like Blade
Out
and
of
all.
out of the two, which one has a podcast? Okay, which one has a podcast?
Scott Lang.
Ant-Man, Scott Lang. So there you go. Obviously, when Wasp has her own podcast, then we can discuss that.
It's coming. The next film after Ant-Man Quantumania is Guardians Volume 3. James Gunn was fired for something he tweeted years ago before he was hired, and then was rehired again after he did a film with DC. This Volume 3 film would have come out already if that hadn't have happened.
Oh, okay.
Did you not know that James Gunn was like, "Oh, you
Oh
remember
no,
that
I knew he
story?"
was fired and stuff, but I didn't
Mhm.
realize it actually delayed the release. I assumed the release of the film was still the same date. I didn't
Yeah, he went as soon as he got gotten rid of, he
Ah,
talked to Warner Brothers and they
right,
had let him do the Suicide Squad movie,
right,
and that took like 2 years out of his life,
right.
which pushed this one back. It was probably gonna come around the time Black Widow came, before, Black Widow came, I think.
Well, then that even further devalues establishing phases because now you're just slotting in a movie
Yeah,
that isn't even part of a continuous story arc. Yeah, that's
good point. Should I enlarge this, everybody?
no, I
Oh,
can see
K-Dot
it.
said he's coming now.
Oh, I can see it fine. I'm good.
Kevin Feige needs to stop hiring Rick and Morty writers. I believe the She-Hulk writer is from Rick and Morty. I believe Michael Waldron is from Ricky and Morty. Rick and Morty. Okay, the next one is The Marvels. What are your thoughts? I'm sure everyone knows my thoughts on The Marvels.
No, I don't. What are your thoughts on the Marvels?
That it's Captain Marvel too, and why are we pretending this movie has some sort of like team up alternate title? It's the second film in Brie Larson's contract of
Oh,
main
okay.
roles,
Right.
and we should not call it The Marvels. It's Captain Marvel too. It's coming in July,
Well,
so
well, well, go back.
Mhm,
Scroll over the title again.
mhm.
It's starring. Oh well, because it's gonna have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau. So, well, yeah. I mean, calling it the Marvels is a lot more apropos than just calling it Captain
Okay.
Marvel Two.
Now let me scroll up to this. It's called Captain Marvel America the Winter Soldier. It's gonna have Captain America, Black Widow, and Nick Fury. Did they call it The Americans? No. They said it's
Oh,
called
then okay, then they should have called it Captain Marvel, the Marvels. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
as
exactly.
opposed to just saying Captain Marvel Two.
And to
It's
me, it feels as if they know that they have a bad rep with hiring people who just happen to not be white. And then they go, "Oh, look, we can make it seem like this is a team movie. We're inclusive. It's not just Captain Marvel 2 anymore. It's Monica's movie and Kamala's movie. We're really inclusive here at Marvel." And I go, if you're really inclusive, give Monica her own movie and tell us that she is worthwhile of that. Plus, since all the other men got their solo films, if you really love women, give Captain Marvel a second solo film. You respect her the same way you respected Iron Man, who got Iron Man 2, and Thor, who got a second Thor, and the list goes on.
so on and so on. I don't know. That's
We're being joined by SSJ, K. Sanctum.
Uh, yeah, the Marvels is such a weird name for a sequel. I mean, a good name for like a team up, obviously in Captain America, Winter Soldier. Yeah, Black Widow and Falcon teamed up with them, but they didn't. It wasn't called the Captains or something. It was called Captain America, Winter Soldier specifically. You
Yeah.
know, it was called the Captains or the widows. You know, it's called
or the super soldiers.
right. It was a specific character because that's their leading film. I mean, this would be a cool name for like a team up spin-off movie, but this is not a spin-off. This is a continuation of a direct sequel. So it is like a spin-off of the three of them, some little short something, you know, short little movie. Then yeah, but this is a direct sequel. Should be called Captain Marvel 2.
We know it was Captain Marvel 2 because at the Comic-Con in 2019, the last one they had before everything shut down, he goes, "Oh, I wish I had time to announce Captain Marvel 2." Oh, yeah, because it was Captain Marvel 2, guys. Stop pretending. You're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling me. Rogue Comics says that so's the dude that's doing the Avengers movie. What do you mean by that, Mike? Huh? Which dude is doing the Avengers movie? The director, Dustin Daniel Cretton? Who? Ms. Marvel turns into a white woman at the end of her show. That is not what happens. She swaps places with Carol.
The Shang-Chi guy is supposed to be directing Avengers Kang Dynasty.
And you heard who's doing Secret Wars, allegedly?
It's rumored to be Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Rumors going around is Ryan Coogler. Yeah, I mean, that's the only one who is rumor so far. Or it might just be the guy from Shang-Chi again. In my opinion, it should just be one consistent person directing those movies. But
but I mean, it all depends on, like, they have other jobs to do. I mean, they're gonna shop themselves around. Like, they don't want to, unless they can lock down on a 3-movie deal or something, right? Then they're not gonna restrict themselves to just one studio.
I hope that we get Russo brothers doing X-Men because I don't want to lose them. If someone else gets to do the Avengers movies, I'd prefer them. But it's because they're going to do the X-Men. Yes, I don't care.
Well, you remember like back in 2019, the Russos talking about they wanted to do Secret War, but it doesn't look like they are. I think they might be letting them go for a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're like completely let go. Because why wouldn't they let them do Avengers Secret Wars and they want to do Secret Wars?
Maybe they burned bridges because when Scarlett Johansson was going through her beef over the Black Widow contract, I remember them saying, well, we're going to cease negotiations for our next project.
See, that's what happens when you go against the mouse. You get the rat trap.
It's mad at it. You get the rat trap.
How big do you got to be before you stop having to worry about being that petty? I mean, come on.
Who are we talking about? The mouse? Or are you talking about Bob?
Mouse? I mean, it's Disney. Like, how big of a company do you have to be where it's like you're still worrying about little petty stuff?
Yep.
They said egg on their face. They said something mean to us. We're firing them. And it's like, you're Disney.
What's going on, big bro? Welcome to the show. William says maybe Rian Johnson can do it. Well, that's Ryan with a Y, so I don't know which director you're speaking about. I know the Star Wars guy had an I in his name.
Well, hold on. Is Zack Snyder busy? I mean,
he's doing Teen Titans Go.
He's doing Teen Titans Go.
If Rian Johnson does it, it'll be just as good as The Last Jedi, that amazing piece of work.
What happened to K-Dot? Where did he go? Trinity says you can meet hot girls online now.
He is trolling you.
So this isn't true? Man.
I mean, you could meet them online, but it might be a dude.
But it'll cost you too much.
Manti Te'o. You guys remember that football player from years back? He got catfished.
Oh, okay. Now I know.
How does a football player get catfished?
It happened. It was like 10 years
ago.
I
mean, that happens to regular common folks, but a celebrity, how do you get catfished as a celebrity?
A college football player, actually. College football.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
It makes more sense, right? Yeah. You're not going to do it.
It's not official yet. It's just college football.
We got Skip and Tosh. The big corporation is run by people with emotions and egos. Petty is always in play.
Yeah, I know, but it's not like, but these are guys that have like multi-million-dollar salaries here. It's like this dude brings up Monte Taylor.
Yeah. The next movie.
Hold on, Second Street. He doesn't know about Blazing Saddles, but he knows about Monte Taylor.
I remember him. It was a big story. I was into those sports podcasts way back when.
Oh, okay.
The next topic we go to the Marvels. And okay, let's actually talk about the Captain Marvel 2 movie. In my opinion, this is gonna be a movie where she doesn't have amnesia. She probably wants to show off all of her acting chops. And I'm talking about Brie Larson. Brie Larson's gonna bring it here, and it should be fun. I hope that they display her superpowers to the utmost and remind us just like she can fly, she has durability, and she can shoot photon blasts, and she's fast. Like there's a lot of good going on over here with Captain Marvel that we need to capitalize on. And like if she's been gone from Earth for so long, Nia DaCosta needs to justify what she's been doing while she's away.
Well, this time they got one director. It's not two. Just because you got two people don't mean
Yeah.
they know what they're doing. You're not the Russo brothers or any other parent directors. They had too many writers on the last film. I think they had like at least more than 8 writing the first film.
Yeah.
So hopefully they got good writers, but they condensed the team because that's too many. There you can have a lot of ideas and go into a pot, but that's too many. Especially writing one script should be like not even 8 people.
And they're not constrained by
too many different ideas going into it.
And you're not constrained by this movie taking place in the 90s or something like that. This is really all gloves are off. It's going to be a full movie. Move the plot forward. Captain Marvel is important. She makes appearances in Wong's movie. I mean, with Wong and Shang-Chi. She showed up in Kamala. She's going to be everywhere. I imagine she's going to be in Secret Invasion because she's pretty close with Nick Fury, aka just Fury. We don't call him Nick. So she is in like a very big position. This is it. This is where she takes it to the next level and reminds us why Marvel can do it. Marvel doesn't necessarily need Robert Downey and Steve and Chris Evans. The next one is Blade. Blade, if we go in order, okay, I'm least interested in Wakanda Forever, less interested in Guardians than Ant-Man, and then I'm interested in Marvels. I'm really interested in what they do with Blade. This movie with Mahershala Ali, who asked to be part of it, it hasn't begun filming yet, but this movie has me optimistic. And because the talent and because there's not going to be a team up, it's not going to have side characters. They know who it's all about. Blade.
I wish for Blade they did something like what The Rock did at DC Fandom, where the first one where he didn't have a trailer, but at least they showed concept of what the movie's going to be.
They didn't do that.
Like they could have show us something, give us a teaser of what his suit's going to look like, or they literally gave us a drawing of the Thunderbolt scene. That wasn't really them in a picture. That was just a drawing. So they could have just gave us a concept of what we can expect. Tease who the villain might be. Say what role they casted some of the actors in. Something.
But they chose not to. Maybe they know that this movie is a year out and we have such short amount of time, or a long time, I should say, until the next Comic-Con, and we're going to need something to show. Right? They could be pacing themselves for Comic-Con. Maybe they need to withhold. Maybe like they're in a withhold phase right now where they're not going to be showing their whole hand. I mean, I prefer what you said though with The Rock, what they did there with the photos, with the pictures. $5 as Tayana and Iman act circles around Brie. What? No. How many of those dudes have Oscars? It's all about Brie Larson. Question for everyone. Do you think the MCU will do Charlie Cox Daredevil justice or ruin him? I don't know who's in charge of the show. If they continue to use the same screenwriter, if they hire sort of the same directors, and they got the same actors, why wouldn't it be just the same?
Because they did such a great job with She-Hulk and the Wrecking Crew. Of course, yeah.
Because they didn't care about the Wrecking Crew. I think they care about Daredevil. I do. They care about Daredevil.
Sure they do. They don't care about Titania. They don't care about any of the actual heroes and superpowered characters. But for some reason, with Daredevil, they're just going to give that one separate. I mean, Abomination is a joke in this show. The Wrecking Crew is a joke in this show. Titania is a joke in this show. She-Hulk's a joke in this show. But Daredevil, Daredevil they're going to do properly because he's so special.
I do think that they will do him properly. He's showed up in the Spider-Man movie already. Ooh, I brought up Spider-Man. Let me take that Look at this phase. You don't see anything about Spider-Man, but we do know that Sony needs to continue making Spider-Man films to maintain their rights. And just because we don't see any of the Spider-Man in the phase 6 or phase 5, it doesn't mean there's not a Spider-Man film coming. Probably November 3rd, 2023. So maybe in December of 2024, after this Fantastic Four movie of November, maybe that's where we get it. They'll do another Christmas release for all the money that the holiday season brings in. What do we think about that? A Spider-Man film during Christmas of 24.
I don't even know if they have a story. Again, it would they have to figure out what the storyline is going to be, because if he's actually going to be an independent superhero,
Yeah.
and with his own story, then they can drop that at any time. It's irrelevant when they drop it. So whether it's even in phase 6 or phase 5 or whenever.
But I just told you Sony needs to maintain their rights and repeatedly put Spider-Man movies out, or else it expires. So it is coming in 2024.
You think it's coming out in 2024?
Yeah, think about it. Homecoming was 17.
Okay.
Far From Home was 2019, and then 2021 was No Way Home. They were two years apart each
So
time.
you're thinking it's going to be every 2 years at least?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's 2 years from the last one would have been December of year 2023, and I would choose that date. I just don't see them filming right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't even have news of what even who's cast or anything. So it's like I don't know if they're still in the maybe they're still maybe after the success of No Way Home, all of a sudden everybody wants to renegotiate the deals or whatever.
Mike said Brie Larson needs to return her Oscar. Shut up. Hello there, Star Wars MCU OG. Captain Marvel just Omni-Mans with the Thunderbolts. Does that mean she beats him up? Yeah, beat up the Thunderbolts.
Well, yeah, it's not that hard. Look at the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts will not be a one-off if they're a hit like what James Gunn did with Guardians. The Thunderbolts could be the next big team-up franchise. Don't ever underestimate them. And plus, unlike the Guardians, they've had appearances each of them showed up before.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, the Eternals is getting a sequel, so Thunderbolts will get a sequel.
Let's be fair here. It's the Thunderbolts in name only, because the Thunderbolts from the comics are not the Thunderbolts that are in this movie. You could have called
better.
Oh, please, whatever. You could have called the Thunderbolts movie, the team, and it wouldn't have made a difference. Just calling them it's like having you could have called this team the Avengers, and it would have been just as ridiculous.
It's just a metaphor, dude.
It's just a metaphor. It's the title of the movie.
Well, for this team, like I said, pretty much would have been okay with it if you replace Red Guardian and Taskmaster with Abomination or Zemo. Going off the MCU, like at least replace it with them. You need at least one strong dude. They got 4 strong people, 4 super soldiers. So it's like, I mean, hey, that's 4 of them. That's equal to a Hulk. All right, you already got it figured out. Like they don't even have the only person with interesting powers on the team is Ghost, and you have Black Widow, Yelena, who's a assassin.
Nah, you said Black Widow too late.
She's an assassin spy. Okay, makes sense. You got an assassin and spy on your team, but that team is pretty boring.
Yeah,
and a U.S. agent, he has to be there. He is part of Thunderbolts, and I like him, but you put all these other super soldiers on him, and now I might do a disservice to him because they're all equally do the same thing. They're all as equally as powerful as each other.
You know what other team was pretty boring? Well, hello, Mike from the YouTube channel Rogue Comics. Hello there.
Ooh.
What's up, Joe? Let me clarify this. I didn't say that Brie was going to had to return her Oscar. I said she was going to once she realizes that Iman and Tiana is going to act circles around her. She's going to realize what a fraud she is, and she's going to return that Oscar.
what role did Teyana Paris do that wowed you to believe this? I've only seen her in Marvel, and she's decent.
She's gonna bring it. She's gonna bring it in the Marvels.
I'll tell you what, to help Mike's point. You
Hmm.
want to know what she has that Brie Larson doesn't have, Chill? She has a bigger tuchus.
That's
Yes.
That's something Brie Larson has to work with. Everything Teyana Paris has is naturally given to her at birth.
Mhm.
Friends in the family. Brie Larson has to do 10 times the work just to earn.
Dude, you know how many YouTube videos she's gonna have to do to get that? Damn, dude.
3,000 videos later, still have not accomplished 6 feet.
Facts.
You're horrible. The comments section. Let's continue reading these guys. Aglax says that the Wrecking Crew are joke characters who regularly attack kids and then get beat up. That's their thing. Get destroyed in the first 2 pages of a high-level bullying. Yep.
Okay, you do understand that the Wrecking Crew started off as Thor's villains. That's how big they were. Even just the Wrecker was supposed to be able to take on Thor one-on-one. So just because they became a joke for a short period of time doesn't mean that that's all they ever been.
Asgardian, Crowbar,
Isaac.
I mean, come on, yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they were an instrumental part of the Secret War storyline.
See, but actually,
if they're a joke villain, why would they be part of one of the biggest, most memorable, storylines in Marvel history?
And what storyline was that?
The Secret Wars one. You do remember Secret Wars, right?
That's Secret Wars.
I do, but that had to do with Miles Morales and Doctor Strange.
Oh,
and
wrong Secret Wars.
The Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. When they say Secret Wars over here on this slate later on down here, they're talking about the Jonathan Hickman Avengers Secret Wars that happened in 2015 in the comics.
That's their problem.
All the incursions. Okay. We talked about Blade, right? Like that should be a solo film. It'd be interesting to see what he does. I hope that we get a cameo of Wesley Snipes also. Then we go to Captain America, New World Order. Right, Mike? You get that, right?
Is there going to be like a wrestling team that shows up during this movie?
Oh my god. I would take a Hulk Hogan cameo. I'd put aside my indifferences and say Hulk Hogan gets to be in here.
No Hollywood Hulk Hogan, please. No
Hollywood Hogan.
Please.
Tony's in the building. Hello. They had significant roles in Secret Wars 1 and Siege. Avengers Mansion, 2 of my favorite storylines.
Oh man, Siege was bad.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one. I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah,
he's the one that's the fan.
Hey, I didn't bring up Siege. I just brought up Secret Wars.
They're better than the Eternals already. They're better than the Eternals, the Thunderbolts? Better than this?
They have the better characters, I'll say. I can agree with bro and say they have the better characters. They have the characters I'd rather watch, but the team still is mid, like very mid.
Yeah, they're more.
Like I say, just replace 2 members, and I'm okay with the lineup. Just replace 2. Put Abomination and Zemo on the team. Then
well, how do we know? Maybe they're holding Zemo. They're putting him in the pocket just so people aren't going to think that he's in there. Comic fans will know, hopefully, that Zemo is a part of the Thunderbolts, but they're not going to put him in the promotion, even though that's kind of stupid. But what if that's a surprise at the end? Like it turns out, because that was the reveal in Thunderbolts, the very first Thunderbolts #1 is that the Citizen V was actually Baron Zemo. So that would be the reveal.
That's the surprise. That's why he's not in the promotional.
In the promotion,
there's fans who didn't read, who don't know that, like me.
And here's the other thing, K-Dot. The team as it stands are more street level. You add the Abomination, and then suddenly they're no longer street level, but you don't have enough characters to make them be a super team. So it's like either stay at street level or be mixed more like.
That's still no reason to have every superhero on that team.
Oh no, not
the same powers.
And look, and this is why this is another reason why you don't kill your villains in a universe. Like, I'm not saying these villains are good. But we could have seen Whiplash on this team. We could have seen Yellow Jacket on this team.
Yeah,
we could have. they had a bunch of options. Not in Iron Man 1 and 2, it's not like they had this whole thing planned out before phase 1 because they things change as they go. But they had the intention to make a universe, and just like in the comics, they don't kill off every villain. They don't kill everybody.
Only people's uncles.
Some people die, but not everybody.
Well, he has to die so Peter learns responsibility, because with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay, so what was taught when Captain Marvel actually died?
Don't get cancer.
Don't get cancer.
That will never happen. Something like that. A character just like not living anymore and actually being gone. There's just too much history and just too much comic books to sell. Captain America, quote unquote, died. Remember, after Civil War, and he's back. And it wasn't even a year later he was back. Spider-Man died because of Dr. Octopus. There's no way they're gonna get rid of something that sells thousands of comics, their highest selling one, all on a monthly basis. The Matt Cave is in the building. Hello, Matt.
And that's why. Even though we know, some stories you do have to bring to an end. For the comic books, I give it a pass because they are going to keep continuing and going. And also, it's a way to differentiate who's a hero and who's a villain. Because if all these heroes are just going around killing their villains, then are they truly heroes? Like, do they have any morals to stand on? So it helps the story. And also, it's just like, hey, we want to continue this too. There's multiple reasons for it. But even in the MCU, don't kill so many of your villains. Leave some of them.
Thunderbolts would have been a whole lot better with that, right?
Killmonger could have been on a team for who we know, anybody, it's a team of villains. You could have put any any group of villains together, but you killed so many of them.
The team of villains, though, but they were pretending to be heroes.
Right.
That's the thing. And I don't know what this iteration is going to be doing.
Right.
What am I looking at on screen right now?
This is the reveal.
This is the reveal.
Yeah, okay. It's from the first comic book.
The first issue, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a more...
the artwork looks like late 90s.
It's Mark Bagley.
What year, though?
No, I think it was 90... Jeez. 94,
I was right.
95?
No,
Oh, 94.
90s art. It's 90s art.
That's
It's
90s art.
90s story. I mean, it's...
I heard it in the Milestone documentary that I got to watch. Thank you. But I heard in that Milestone documentary that those artists changed the way because they didn't want to just have one simple, this is the black skin, and then that's it. They wanted to show you the different tones amongst it, just amongst the books, because it would look really weird if everyone had the same tone in a family. It'd be so bizarre. You need to be able to tell people apart. Now, when that happened, the way that colorists at Marvel and DC changed the way they approached skin color. This is true, Mike?
Say that again?
I'm not going to repeat the whole thing again. Don't worry. It wasn't that important. The audience heard me.
Kind of like how the Hulk was gray for 6 issues and then became green.
Exactly like that.
Well, no, there was something wrong with the coloring.
Oh, I know. And then he became Mr. Fix-It and he became gray again.
But see, these are all trash villains. Like these are like bargain basement. Stop it. They're all
Goliath.
The only one that might not have been was Moonstone and maybe Goliath. Maybe.
Right. I'm saying Moonstone was undervalued and Goliath was undervalued.
Yeah, but they were pretending to be heroes, and that was Zemo's shtick. He felt that that was the way to, go ahead.
Hey, chill. So I'm looking at this. You see this comic team. We see the Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah.
The team looks a little white, doesn't it?
From the Caucasus Mountains, yes, of the European descent.
And for Ghost, right? We know she's not white, but we know the tactics China does. If their face is hidden, they don't have a.
That explains so much.
You're right.
That's why I remember the China Black Panther poster. His T'Challa has his helmet on. It's not off.
So you think Ghost is going to be in her helmet the entire movie?
Nah, I'm just not.
Oh, okay.
But she will be in the poster.
She'll definitely be in a Chinese poster because she passed for light skin. I'm not sure. Without question. She'll definitely, her face will be in a poster for sure because she is light skinned.
Now that I think of it, every time I play that clip, it takes a little bit too long for Okoye to get her spear out. I just wanted her to say, yeah, she'll be without question. But it's got to edit that one. Maybe modify a little bit, edit, just shorten it out. Okay, the next film on the slate from D23 of covering Marvel would have been Thunderbolts, The Fantastic Four with Matt Shackman. That's who's directing it. We finally got that officially announced, just like we had the announcement of John Watts a couple of years ago. Who cares who's directing it, guys? Matt Shackman has experience with WandaVision, so I guess that is good news. It is good news, keeping people in-house and just having you don't have to give him the whole rigmarole or the introductory course into Marvel, and that's a positive. Now, as we get to the movie, they didn't give us the cast as we all expected it, which is why it's a dud 23. D23 did not deliver the way we wanted it to deliver. I'm kind of upset, but they are the Fantastic Four, guys. This is a huge
Why did
team.
we expect that?
We expected it. Oh, because we spend a lot of time on the internet, Mike. You were okay. Go ahead. Let me know why I'm wrong, and yeah, go tell me.
No. But you can't hold it against Marvel because they didn't give the cast, because they never said, okay, guys, we're gonna have something very special if you are a fan of the number 4 coming out at D23, and then they don't.
But they said at 2019's Comic-Con, oh, we don't have enough time. I'm like, okay, next time we see you, we'll have time.
Yeah. Well, then, unfortunately,
at the original
2019,
they did show the number 4. They showed the Fantastic Four logo. This one, like for this D23, I treated it like when the San Diego Comic-Con for DC. Everybody went in expecting Henry Cavill was going to be there, and
well, that was because wasn't there a website, DC K-Dots, that said that Henry Cavill was going to be there or something? Was it like, it wasn't Deadline, was it?
It was
something.
It was I think the Mikey Sutton dude's article. I think it was that guy. I don't know. It was somebody, but
it was something that was a step above. We got it covered.
I was wrong. It was Deadline. You're right. It was from It was from a big news outlet.
Yeah.
And the problem was, even just because it's a big news outlet, Hollywood Reporter once reported that Jason Momoa was going to be doing that Frosty the
Snowman, yeah,
and he never did it. So just because they're a big outlet doesn't mean they're going to pop up. And I didn't put no faith into it, and everyone walked away mad after DC's San Diego Comic-Con saying, "Why did Henry Cavill show up?" It was no confirmation, unless all these people do is report. They give out rumors and they report until it is confirmed by the main source itself, whether they show it or give it to us. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
even if it seems likely true, take it with a grain of salt.
It's almost gone to the point now where events like this isn't about actually announcing anything. It's about, we need to confirm that some of this stuff, because there's like 100 rumors, so let's at least confirm some. And people are at least going to be happy that at least this rumor is confirmed. Don't worry though, Marvel, we still got 32 others to worry about. They can literally just have these events be just about confirming rumors, and that'll be good enough.
It is. That's what it's become now. I figured we would meet the Thunderbolts, Zemo's team, and they will be immediately beloved, and this group of misfit toys will be the ones to prove they're evil, taking the name in the last episode. I want the Thunderbolts to wow me, and I think they can. End of the movie. What is Thunderbolts? Nobody listens to Mikey Sutton. That's hilarity. Do we know if the new Fantastic Four will be another retelling of their origin? We have reason to believe that they will never redo origin stories for characters we already know about. And the precedent is Spider-Man and Captain Marvel. She had an unoriginal. Go ahead, Kata.
It was reported that they're not doing origin, but I think for the Fantastic Four, they should do an origin because people don't know their origin like that. They don't.
What 2006.
Yeah, and how many people saw that movie?
By now, it's how many years it has been by now.
People have seen it, but mind you, even that version was, not even they didn't even get Doom right. Doom wasn't even correct.
Yeah,
I'm just saying you can get Doom correct. Just don't do the origin over again where they're on the outer space adventure hit by cosmic rays. What's happening to me? Oh man, I'm orange. Oh, what's happening to me? Oh my god, I can turn my heat on. Hey, about that? I don't need that. Let's
Well,
already have them know how to
all right,
use their
so
powers.
this reason I
Maybe
say
they can flash back to like a montage. This is actually how it happened, and someone's voicing over. Remember the beginning of Black Panther? They explained the whole history of Wakanda using like
I mean,
cool.
Joe, this is the reason I say it because like
Huh.
Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman, right? You never have to tell their origins again. You can if
for
you
a
want,
while,
but you never have to because they're so popular that even the most casual person should know that Superman fell from another planet. It got destroyed. He got picked up by two loving couple in Kansas, and he became Superman. But with the Fantastic Four, they don't have that. I guarantee you. The only thing people know about the Fantastic Four is that there's a rock guy, a dude that stretches, an invisible chick, and a dude that flames on. They know their powers and what their names are, and that's it.
But it's not like they need Uncle Ben to die or like to meet Uncle Ben and to understand how it hurts Peter. That's not that integral.
If they do show a brief origin story, show BVS with the how they did Batman.
You can literally have it like a 30-second flashback. It's good enough.
Yeah.
You have to show this new audience of their origin because nobody knows it like that unless you're a comic geek.
Yeah.
The bum sitting outside Walmart begging for change has more reliable information than Mikey Sutton. Damn.
Well, hold on. Where do you think we've been getting their information from? Is that guy?
Plot twist: Ghost is a clone of Carly Morgenthau.
Whoa.
There's like 3 songs explaining their origin. On an outer space adventure, they got hit by cosmic rays.
Never heard of these songs.
It's from
No need to fear.
It's from the animated show.
Call for 4. Well, they could
and that's the thing too. I'm glad you brought that up. Jaded. I guarantee you a lot of people check out those old animated superhero cartoons like Hulk, Spider-Man. Chill, you're muted.
I was muted, but I was trying to say, like, look what Trinity said. He said, we all know that Namor nails Sue Storm.
No, there's not.
It's heavily implied.
He never did.
Not in the 60s, she didn't.
Yeah, but no, he never did.
But
am I right?
Even when she was Malice, he did.
Fantastic Four animated show. I seen the Silver Surfer show before I seen that Fantastic Four animated show, and I didn't even finish it. I finished the Silver Surfer show. I watched the Hulk show, Super Friends, all of that, and that Fantastic Four show. Never really checked it out.
Right.
I guarantee you, if I haven't seen it, nobody else really checked it out.
Again, because it's like a Killmonger is so used to talking to comic book fanboys that it's like it's common. And I'm gonna go chill. Go out in the street and start going to random people and go, what's the how did the Fantastic Four get their powers? And they're gonna go, who's
that'd be a good video idea.
And they'll be going like half of them are gonna go, who are the Fantastic Four? Is that DC or Marvel? I'm sorry.
You make me want to set up a tripod outside of a comic shop and just like ask the casuals.
Not of a comic shop because they know comics. Like I love how
the people walking by wouldn't know, just on the sidewalk.
Oh, in front of a Starbucks.
In front of a Starbucks, no, comic shop, and then they wouldn't be like, "What's he talking about?"
Jaded.
If it's outside of a comic
shop.
Killmonger
does not want to have just white girls with Starbucks come out saying, so is the Fantastic Four like part of DC?
Listen, that was the second time.
Videos.
The second time that white ladies have been mentioned on the stream. I don't discriminate. I love all equally, and
I like white girls who drink Starbucks.
Doesn't discriminate. This is a guy that wants Black Panther to lead the MCU.
To lead, sure, he should lead the MCU. That's right.
I don't care.
I'm just saying there is a little bit of bias there. Don't just say that you treat everything equally.
He like earned it. It's not coming out of nowhere. I'm not saying we should have War Machine. I'm saying the guy who made $1.3 billion is very popular, and the guys who used to be popular are no longer present, and that's why he should be the guy. If not him, then who else?
So are you saying Captain Marvel is popular?
How about Spider-Man since he made $1.9 billion?
That is a great comeback. But he is younger, and there's the Sony thing. I heard what you said about Captain Marvel, and I would say
I think Spider-Man should be looked at as like the heart of the universe. You know, like he's not the leader, because Spider-Man, I love Spider-Man. Yeah, he's the most popular, but to like lead the universe, you know, like lead it as the biggest tempo character. He's the heart of Marvel. He's that heart. That's what he is.
it's just the Sony thing. That's what ruins it from ever happening. Doctor Strange is cool. His movie made 900 million. Captain Marvel made 1.1 million and a billion. And they say, and I do believe that there's validity to this, because it was sandwiched in between the two Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Her name has Marvel in it. It was promoted to half of humanity, which is females, and that added to its success. Ant-Man and the Wasp also happened in between those two films, and it didn't make a billion. But then the thing is, hype wasn't where it was for Endgame. It was anticipating Endgame. I feel like.
And there was no hype for Black Panther, though. Yeah, there was no hype for Black Panther. It didn't have anything. Hardly anybody knew about the Black Panther movie. It just came out on its own.
But let's remember that 5 weeks after Black Panther had already released, it was still #1 in the theater.
I'm not challenging its success, Joe.
I'm just trying to point out that the hype period before the movie came out was high for Black Panther, and it was sustaining, like the drop off from first week to second week.
Yeah, because it's not like Black Panther.
45%.
Black Panther didn't get sandwiched between two Avengers movies. That came out.
No, I agree. No, I'm just busting his balls.
You're busting my balls, are you? Are you squashing my melons, are you?
Squashing my.
That's not appreciated at all.
I'm cracking your coconuts.
Are you now? You have to buy me dinner first, lad. I really enjoyed the Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes. It was on Fox, not Cartoon Network, but right? It was a Fox thing.
Yeah, it was on.
No, because they also did. Oh yeah, I don't know if I don't remember if that one in particular was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it wasn't accessible either. Especially in America, the Fantastic Four cartoon. It was like on those weird channels that nobody.
Yeah, there was some that. Yeah. But again, it's the Fantastic Four. I honestly don't know which movie I'm least anticipating, the Blade movie or Fantastic Four, because
no girl would cheat on Mr. Fantastic because she did use that supercut fish person to emotionally devastate him. No one's cheating on Mr. Fantastic. Come on, guys. He's fantastic.
Well, if he's boring,
and he's elastic.
If he's boring in other areas, I think a girl might be willing to cheat. He's rich.
I just don't think that superpower. Like, is there any other superpower in the bedroom? This is a burning question. Is there a bedroom superpower better than what Reed Richards has? I guess maybe Kamala, because she could do the same thing, but a little bit of role play also.
Chill. This is the thing, though. You're forgetting. Just because he can make it grow doesn't mean he knows how to work it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. If he's a smart man, he can figure it out. He doesn't use one of his PhDs.
I know, but you know, that's learning how to use it right is harder than learning how to fly.
2 children, 2 kids.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah, Wanda can do that.
But how to pleasure is like a totally different thing.
Okay, you do realize that Chillmonger's video is being viewed and being, rated. So let's
That's right. There's a YouTube rep watching this. Do you think the YouTube rep is watching all the way to the 58th minute just to see?
I have no idea, Joe. I have no idea, Joe. But I don't want you to screw up on anyway.
Out here trying to get
that's the thing. The YouTube reps do not watch these full streams, but
they do though. They do because like for me, and you know the situation. So I am being monitored by a YouTube rep because it is the time where monetization your CPM rate is being decided. They want to see, are you a guy who swears all the time? Are you just anything? What's your nature? And so today,
I was wondering why you're not every other word is an F. I was like, why is Chillmonger not swearing in this stream?
Why they're listening? They're gonna think that I do this all the time.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Mike,
it's very PG. If it wasn't PG, I wouldn't put it on in my store because I own a business, an actual brick and mortar business, and I commonly stream Chill's videos on Saturday afternoon 33 questions. I'm not going to rap like Danny, but it's in the store, and I wouldn't broadcast it in the store where there's kids coming in if he was doing anything that wasn't wholesome.
Listen to Mike. He may not capitalize the M, but he knows what he's talking about. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Mike, I can't even smoke on screen, so it's like.
See?
Oh, is that why you
There
turned your
go.
camera off? Thank you, Jaded Fanboy. Appreciate that. Back to the live chat where people are saying Leslie Jones should be leading the MCU.
Oh, please.
Facts.
Aggressively relaxing says Adam Sandler for the thing. I'm not mad at that. I don't know if you're joking or not, Aglax. Adam Sandler, that man's voice as the thing, if he could turn it on and do it and perform it, yes.
That can actually work because Adam Sandler, he proved that he can actually do something serious in Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
He's not just a lot of comedic actors will shock you with the fact that they can actually do serious roles. They're just stuck. They just know their niche. They know what's easy for them to make the money they need, and they just stick with it. But when they actually step out of it and do something very serious, they'll shock you. Jonah Hill, he shocked me. I was like, yeah, this dude can do some serious acting.
That's not going to work only because Patton Oswalt's busy being a crow right now.
Leslie Jones and Patton Oswalt, if one of them had to be in the MCU, Patton Oswalt is, but if one of them had to be in it, I would prefer Leslie over Patton. Sorry.
I for me personally, I haven't seen Leslie Jones do nothing serious, so I can't
Yeah.
Only thing I seen her was comedy, so I can't really say how good she is.
And all the comedic characters she's done are variations of the same thing.
Yeah, kind of like Tiffany Haddish, right? She plays the same character all the time.
Yeah, or Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
William says that Spider-Man has almost destroyed the multiverse to go to college with his friends, while Black Panther opened a. First of all, you didn't capitalize the P in Panther, but you did in B. So
and you didn't hyphen Spider-Man.
But that's not racial. Black man, I don't know, not bad. Oh man, he opened up Wakanda to protect the world from Thanos. Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all, Spider-Man didn't almost destroy the multiverse to go to college. Spider-Man almost destroyed the multiverse because he didn't want to tell certain people that he was Spider-Man a second time around.
Good thing he knows geometry. I'm really looking forward to X-Men 97. I am so looking forward to that. Yeah, get up.
In Spider-Man's case, the multiverse would have been ruined. It's just that his Earth, specifically his universe, would have brought people from other multiverses to terrorize it and do weird stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't also selfish. He was doing it because it was affecting MJ and Ned.
Yeah, because he didn't want to tell them again.
No. It was affecting their acceptance into the schools. Remember? That was the thing.
No, because he said that was the reason he got it. But the reason he screwed up is he goes, don't have it.
Oh, because he didn't want it. Yeah, he didn't want them to not know it was
again.
right.
That's why Dr. Strange kept saying, "Can you please stop doing this?"
But even if it was like it was in the comic, even if he wanted to tell them, they wouldn't be able to see it.
They wouldn't be able to see it.
When Mephisto cast the spell, like he lifted up the mask to show Johnny, and it was just like a blank, like there was just nothing there. Right. Yeah.
So Jaded, I'm not sure if you've seen the new post-credit scene of No Way Home, the new cut. I didn't watch it, but I seen it.
There's a newer cut.
Yes, the extended cut. So basically, they should have put this in the original movie. They should have, but so all the pictures Peter's in, all pictures and stuff, he's basically just white from. He's not white, but
yeah,
really.
It's called
Are they Back to the Future to him?
Basically, no, they don't wipe him. Like for example, I think the one of the pictures he takes, a bird flies over his face.
Oh, yeah. I saw this on New Rock.
So in other words, Disney saw my video and realized, oh crap, we got to fix this.
They saw Jada's video.
I'll accept that.
But yeah, that's what they put in the new post credits. They should have put that in the original movie, but
it was a group photo, basically like what your picture is down there, and Peter's in the middle, but in front of his face, you just see a bird flying over it. Yep. So like he was there, but no one's ever going to remember him. No one's going to be thinking about, like who, that guy there. It's just their memories will never really travel down that path of Peter Parker.
Fine.
So whenever Ned and MJ get married, they're going to be like, who's this person in our picture?
What was the end credit? It was the ending was just Doctor Strange's trailer, remember? That was the ending of the movie.
Yeah, but they actually and they put in a post credit scene this time, and that's the one where they show a montage of the school's like best moments, and Peter's is wiped from all those pictures, basically.
Fantastic Four 9, Namor buys a movie studio, successfully produces films, buys the rights to the Fantastic Four story, then tries to cast Sue in it in an attempt to get her. The dude still fails.
What the heck?
Sandler has.
It's an actual storyline.
You know what happens in Fantastic Four 52?
I know what happens. I know what happens in 48 and 49 and 51 and 52 and 50. I know.
I do know what 40. That's the Silver Surfer, isn't it?
Yes. The only Fantastic Four comics I actually own are the ones with Silver Surfer and Galactus in them. Otherwise, I wouldn't own any Fantastic Four comics.
Your local comic book shop is going to be reprinting the first appearance of Black Panther in Fantastic Four 52, and I pre-ordered 10 of them because that's what it's all about, baby.
Sorry, I already own the original Chell, so I don't have to worry about it.
Listen, buddy. No one asked anyone to show off, and no one.
I'm just saying I don't have to buy. I'm just letting you know I don't.
The Mad Cave says that Sandler has way more acting range than most people give him credit for. That's right, and we got to see that in Uncut Gems. Right, K-Dot? That's what K-Dot said.
Yeah, he proved me wrong. Mm-hmm. I didn't think he could, but he proved me wrong in Uncut Gems. I was like, oops, never underestimate. I'll never underestimate again.
He'll always be Nicky and the Water Boy to me. I don't care what it is.
I like him in the one where the rich one. What was it called? Oh my god, I forgot it. But Drew Barrymore was in it.
50 Dates or something.
Nah, she was in that one too. But what was
the we have to go back to school? He's a spoiled rich kid.
Nah, man. He had a lot of money. There was a butler too. Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds.
You mean the Adam Sandler classic Jack and Jill?
Mr. Deeds. He was hot. He went really hard in that one. Okay, let's get back to the. Oh! I was gonna share my screen to show you the Fantastic Four song. If you don't know the Fantastic Four theme song, then boy howdy are you missing out on Fantastic Four.
And the animation quality.
Don't you just want to snap your fingers? Forever.
It's the most fantastic way. No need to fear, they're here. That's all before.
That's it. Just play this song the same way they play the X-Men theme.
Do the one from the 60s. Do the one from the 60s.
It's very self-explanatory.
Not a lot of people seen this cartoon. Or what Disney can do, put the show back on Disney Plus like a month before the movie comes out.
I think it is on Disney Plus. I may be wrong though.
I don't think it is. I didn't see it on there.
Oh, well, they might need to put that on Disney Plus the week. Maybe they're holding it off.
Actually, I did not watch that cartoon. That one from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that one. I seen all the other Marvel shows, even Silver Surfer, but not that.
Well, that's because it's the only one worth watching.
We got.
Not that I'm being biased or anything.
Oh, Billy Madison. That was when he went to school, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Deeds is one you was talking about, Joe, when he was rich.
Daddy, no. Yeah. We got Adnan who says lame level 9,000. Nobody asked you. The House of Nerd shows in the building. What up, what up, what up? Had a figure of that version of the Thing. Yeah. That is the thing. There's the Thing, but then there's the Thing. Like, you know how there's the Megan Thee Stallions. The same thing, guys. It's the V. That was all of the Marvel movies, and we know that Avengers are coming. That'll be a great team up, but that's so far in advance. Lucasfilm had some noise to make of their own. An Andor trailer, it's Andor. It's not really Filoni. I don't really value Andor. Sorry, I know there might be some fans over here who like Andor. I don't. Are there any fans here?
I haven't either, but it looked good. It looked cinematic. The production value looked pretty good.
Yeah, they didn't shoot in the volume the whole time.
We know what's going to happen with the character. He's gonna die. Spoiler alert.
Are my headphones choppy or is Mike's audio?
No, mic audio is a little off.
Yeah,
Is it? Hold on.
a little bit robotic.
It's like you're talking through a tunnel where you're just constantly going in and out.
Andor looks proper. As good as it may look, we know what happens. They all die. So getting 2 seasons of this character, I'd be more interested in what happens everywhere else. I'm gonna be watching for, is Bail Organa there? What does he say? Mon Mothma, what's she all about? I'm gonna look at those side characters more than I will with him. It's
But
like
that,
the-
but that Tales of the Jedi trailer totally destroyed the whole Marvel event.
I just would like to remind everyone here, I told you that this show isn't anything, and K-Dot immediately wanted to pivot to Tales of the Jedi. Yes, Tales of the Jedi.
That was a solid trailer. I'm heavily interested.
Yaddle is in it, and after the whole Grogu noise and what he's been able to do for the franchise, now I'm interested in everyone of that species. Maybe they'll drop a name of that species. I think George Lucas's rule was we keep it mysterious, but George Lucas isn't here anymore. I want to know the name of those green things.
I mean, I'll be honest. I really think that's Yoda and Yaddle's son. That might just be their son. Because look at it. Okay, look at it. They're the only species. We only see Yoda. We only saw Yaddle. They're a very mysterious species. And randomly, this little green guy was there during the Order 66 too, meaning he was there back in the prequel trilogy. So I think Yoda and Yaddle had a little affair going on, a little something. They wasn't supposed to be doing it, and they popped out a baby. And I think Yoda said something like, I want to train one," and he didn't say this is my son. I wouldn't be shocked if that is actually his child. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't believe you.
Chill, you know it makes sense. You know it
That'd
makes
be
sense.
ridiculous.
Because we rarely see that species in Star Wars in general.
K-Dot, the fan fiction that goes through your head on just on normal is just amazing.
So you guys do not think that's possibly Yoda's son?
I don't think they do it to him, no. I think it's better off we have more of expansion if it's not Yoda's son.
So you're telling me Yoda had this beautiful green woman on his council with him, and he didn't want to pursue nothing romantic?
No, I'm just saying he used protection. That's all. He used the Force.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be singing this all day now. Yep. We got so many mentions of Silver Surfer. Now I'm worried that I might end up streaming that NES game soon.
Oh, good luck. That is one of the hardest games. Like, I actually own it. Believe me, it's one of the hardest games you'll ever play.
The Matt Caves YouTube channel is a retro gaming hub for streaming. If you like that kind of stuff, check him out. Lionel Bishops. I recognize the name. I haven't seen you in a while, though, Lionel Bishop. You guys know this name?
No.
Never heard of it.
I feel like I've heard it before. Maybe you comment on my regular videos, so thanks for popping in. I have 2 original FF53, the second appearance of T'Challa, for $16 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
I'm punching. I wish I was into things like comics.
But then again, it's also what quality is the issues. It's like he's not. It's not like they might very well be near mint. They could be in good condition for all.
Okay, random question. The paper quality of Marvel comics today is horrible. We know that. Does that affect its longevity also, or are we, as long as it's slabbed, we're good?
Well, I mean, I have comic books from like the 50s and 60s that were made on newsprint, and they're just backed and boarded, and they're still fine.
Is this newsprint or is this something else?
No, that's not newsprint at all. That is high quality paper. Newsprint is literally the newspaper.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay. I don't know where in life I would have picked up that newsprint as newspaper paper, but now I know what that is.
And
okay.
As long as you just back and board it, all it is just get it. Just keep your comic out of oxidation, no oxygen, no air, and it helps.
So doing this is enough where it's inside the bag and the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta tape it though. You gotta close it, seal it.
But you also have to tape it up. Like in other words.
Well, I don't care. It's John Ridley's Black Panther. It's not valuable.
You basically take the air out of it. You don't just put you take it, you push the air out, then you fold it over. You make sure that there's zero air in the actual bagging board.
Thank you. I hope people listening learn something new, but
As
I feel like
opposed
I
to
should have
paying
already known that.
$42 for those, or $52 for those guys to pretend that they know what they're doing about comic books and putting it in that plastic shield so that you can't even. Yeah, whatever.
He's talking about the comics grade. What's CGC stand for? Comic Grade Corporation.
Comics guarantee.
You film it, you send it down to Florida. Somebody grades it. They put it in a slab, and it's like protected. It's sturdy, but it's like the standard. And they'll say like this comic is a 9.8 because they have spine ticks, and then people sell it on eBay and actually say what. Go ahead, Jaded.
Scam artists. That's all they are. It's a scam.
I think there's value in it. I feel like having this third party who's non-biased, just judging comics, has worth. I'm not gonna care about a 9.6 versus a 9.8, but people exist, and I'm just all right, whatever.
It's a scam.
It is.
I know.
It has actually said
Mike
something-
can't. I know Mike can't say anything, but I can.
Oh no, I do.
Oh, okay.
I tell everybody it's a scam.
Yeah, it's a scam.
Sergio asks about Willow, the Lucasfilm production.
Oh,
Guys,
my God.
really, Willow, really, truly, honestly,
I
him?
mean, that
From
was
Willow.
such a cheesy movie when it came out, and it's like that's what you're making a TV show out of. Wow.
I don't feel
Hey,
like it's
while he's
movie
still
worthy.
alive, why not?
Your voice is robotic again. Andor is going to get canceled when they show us. It's not going to get canceled. They've got 2 seasons, and they've already greenlit the second, which is very nice to hear because most of these Disney Pluses with 2 seasons, they don't actually have it ready, right next. They actually wait for the first season to be a success first. So I'm happy to see that. But they've got 2 seasons. They show a scene of 2 girls for a third of a second right before the planet explodes. Andor? Oh, okay.
I haven't seen an episode yet. So.
No one has, except for John Campia.
Oh yeah, that's right. John Campia said he's seen it.
He got to see it, and then he tweeted that I got to see it. And people who did the embargo, yeah, right? So I don't care. I mean, do whatever you want to do, John Campia. Like, don't let people. I'm more on Campia's side when it comes to that. Yoda like white girls that dress like Han Solo during pumpkin spice season. Okay, honest question to answer, everyone. And in the live chat, you have to answer too. It is pumpkin spice season. When you go over to your local cafe, do you not order the pumpkin spice shot in your iced cap? Do you not get pumpkin spice flavored things this season? Every year I do it. Every year.
The only thing I eat this season is pumpkin pie, but I gotta be cold. I hate pumpkin spice. Is nasty.
I'll take the pumpkin pie. You are on my team. Jaded Fanboy shook his head, but think hard. Is there any pumpkin flavored anything you do this time of year?
Pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. That's it. Other
In
than
October.
pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, that's it. No pumpkin spice. No pumpkin fitted candles. No scratch and sniff pumpkins stickers. None of that.
Scratch and sniff. Live chat.
I won't even do pumpkin seeds. I used to like pumpkin seeds, but
Yes, I used to do pumpkin seeds too. Okay, I have to admit to that. I did used to do pumpkin seeds.
It's not basic, okay? Adnan says, I don't really coffee shop, and I don't think we have that here in the UK. Pumpkin spice? What is it, a third world country? The UK has pumpkin spice. You have Starbucks there.
yeah. So if you got Starbucks, they definitely got that pumpkin spice special drink.
Pumpkin pie is American. Yeah, you guys can't have all the pies, okay? It's American. Apple pie is American.
Hey, you can keep your apple pies because I have no interest in apple pie. You can keep your apple pie.
I finally tried pumpkin spice, and it wasn't that bad. I'll do it
pie,
again.
Apple pie is good until you get to the crust, and then you don't want to eat it no more.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Pumpkin pie, I'll eat the crust because it's
God, yeah, I'll take that. Pumpkin pie is fine.
apple pie that has the worst crust out of all the pies.
And Tony doesn't like pumpkin to cap it off.
I'll tell you one thing. I've had I'll eat sweet potato pie more per year than I will pumpkin pie. That's for sure. Because I hate sweet potatoes. I am not a fan of sweet potatoes, but for some reason, sweet potato pie I love. I don't know why.
It is better than pumpkin pie. I do agree.
Yes,
I'll take sweet potato pie over pumpkin.
Yeah.
Trinity, I've never slabbed any comic book. I won't do it because you and your opinion and your grade has nothing on me. I am a full-fledged human being with thoughts of his own. Okay. Only toxic fanboys who wear panties get their books slapped up top. Trinity. Murdoch says, Kita says, I don't like pumpkin spice. I feel like
You
there are
can't be,
more.
we're female. I thought all women naturally love pumpkin spice. I thought it was just like
It
natural.
shows what you know about the ladies, okay? They're not all one, you know. They're diverse. Some like pumpkin, some like what's another squash? Squash. I'm thinking of another seasonal, thing that takes a long time to grow. Watermelons too, don't they? They take a long time to grow.
I don't know.
They
I know
have to.
I know pomegranates are seasonal, but that's about it.
Pomegranates, those. Aside from the seed part of it, which is makes
That's
everything.
the whole point is the seed.
This if you can remove it,
But
that
it's
taste-
a hassle. Just I hate pump. It's a hassle just to eat it. So no. If you're a hassle to eat, you're not worth it.
I feel like it's the taste.
Even grapefruit. You really have to peel the skin just to get to the grape. No, I'll stick with an orange. A grapefruit tastes so good, but it's a hassle to eat. It's like it's not even worth it no
I'm
more.
not a fan of grapefruit.
Hey, which came first, the name orange or the color orange?
Color.
You think they named the fruit? Oh, look, that fruit's orange. Let's call it orange.
You think the word orange was invented before the fruit came into existence?
Or came into knowledge of English-speaking people. Yeah. Look, the language of English comes from, the British people, right? Oranges grow in Florida. They're native to Florida.
It does grow in other countries other than Florida.
But like not in English-speaking places, right?
No,
Not
no.
up that north. So
They
they
had to
probably
have
so they had a word for what the color was called, and they're like, oh look, that fruit looks orange. There you go. Science.
Yes.
So, they must have saw these before they saw pumpkins, or else that would have been called orange. No one laughed. Okay. Okay. Mad Martigan for the win. Huh? Mad Martigan.
I don't know what that is.
I hope that's a typo. Mandalorian, maybe? Trinity says, we're American, North American. Where do you think you live? I like cobbler pie. Peach cobbler?
Cobbler pie. No, cobbler pie.
I might not have had that.
Cobbler is good. I'll take
There's
it.
there's actually also bumbleberry pie, and that's really good too. We can get it.
I like that name. My wife loves all things pumpkin. I've never been I'm guessing your wife is Caucasian. Give me apple pie and cherry pie all day. Cherry pie is a top contender.
Oh no,
Cherry
sorry.
pie is up there with pumpkin.
Sorry.
Favorite.
Favorite is lemon and then key lime, and then everything else can go away.
Lemon pie. Yeah.
Cherry pie is a gamble. That's a gamble.
I like the creaminess of my pies. I don't like these chunks of fruit. That's too anything that's got like chunks of fruit in it. All I can think of is I'm eating something that's supposed to be a dessert, but it's still somehow healthy for me. It's like kind of it doesn't work for me.
Tim's talk is in the building. Hey, what's going on, Tim? I'm more of a mango guy. There's a way to peel mangoes because their seed isn't completely round. It's more so like flatter than it is round. And if you can figure it out, you'll get the most fruit out of your cut.
And if you can handle the tardiness of like a key lime pie, the kiwi pies too. Those are also really tart.
I'm going to the pie aisle today, and I'm going to enjoy it. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. I think I have to see The Woman King today. We'll see how time pans out. Look, we've been streaming for an hour and 30.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean you're going to go watch the Dora Milaje ripoff movie?
Yeah, exactly. The movie that was based off of true events and not an actual depiction of what really happened.
No. The homemade that is based off of the Dora Milaje. Like try to understand the Dora Milaje, the original source material, that the homemade are just basically ripping them off.
Oh.
Tony Robinson has a reputation. So when he says, I prefer cake over pie, he's up to no good with his little sly comments. Anyone else want James Gunn's horror universe that started with Brightburn to continue?
No, not really a horror.
I don't want any horror movie franchise to continue. I don't think there is long-term scares in horror. There's long-term. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not. Even
Yeah. Well, what about
even,
Scream?
even the
about
greatest. Well, because Scream was Scream did something different. It was a joke on the genre.
Oh, it was comedy humor type thing.
I didn't even say Scream was really a like it was just
It was a
Scream.
horror with comedy.
Scream was just all right. Scream was finally the horror movie where like the characters think a little more, and the killer is not so like he's not walking super slow. He's actually killing like he should. You know,
Okay.
they're doing all the
showing
things
up out of anywhere.
right. Now, Scary Movie, which is the comedy of Scream,
Oh well, that's
is the comedy.
That's the parody movie though. That's
Yeah. But I like Scary Movie more than Scream, and Scary Movie supposed to be the comedy parody of Scream. But a lot of horror don't got longevity. Even Friday the 13th, you know, we seen it with that franchise. Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now they got to reboot or like just keep it short.
Moving on to the Star Wars page, The Bad Batch is coming on January the 4th. I recently rewatched the first episode of Bad Batch. I loved it. It was like a combination of the stuff we learned from Rebels, a combination of homage to Revenge of the Sith, because the same speech plays by Sidious, aka the Emperor. This is, a quality show, 16 episodes. I think the episodes will be short again, but more satisfying than what She-Hulk gave us. Vision season 2 is coming, whatever. Tales of the Jedi. They gave us clips from 2 episodes. One focusing on Ahsoka and seeing her origins and her beginnings. The second one, Count Dooku, Darth Tyrannus. We're gonna see a younger version of Qui-Gon Jinn. That's the one where Yaddle showed up, and we might get more on that. The name attached is, yeah.
Did you say a clip or the actual episode?
I said I watched the whole episode 1 of Bad Batch.
Oh, the episodes are out already then.
Well, season 1 is out of Bad Batch. Yeah, if I didn't clarify, I recently went on Disney Plus just to rewatch the old one, and I'm in preparation for the second season. And Dave Filoni is in charge of Tales of the Jedi, and it feels like he's in charge of Tales of the Jedi. I'm up for that. It'll be 6 episodes. We don't know how short they will be. If they're really long and they're 6 episodes and they're substantial and they're stories we wanted to know, questions we needed answers, characters we've never met before. We've only seen 2 episodes, footage from the Ahsoka and footage from the Count Dooku. There may be one about the Broom Kid. I don't know. Tales of the Jedi.
Please no.
I'm just saying, like, he's not the guy he's not you and me. We're like anti anything sequel era. He might dibble dabble. He put what's his name? Hey, what's his name from?
Well then, why not have the
Babu
girl?
Frick.
Why not have the? Oh shoot, the one.
You're blanking when I blank.
No, the movie, the one with the. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Yes, let me talk. They put Babu Frick in his show. He showed you the same Jedi temple that Luke Skywalker has in Force Awakens in that flashback. The same Jedi temple was being built during a Book of Boba Fett episode 6, the greatest episode of anything ever, with Cameo City. Dave Filoni is not the anti-sequel guy, so he may, in Tales of the Jedi, episode 6, show you that kid with the broom, whatever happened to him. There's no rules over there for him. He is unrestricted. He is like the guy sitting in the chair of creative decisions. Okay? Jared is in the building. Hello. I'd rather see James Gunn's Scooby-Doo universe continue.
Yes. We need Scooby-Doo.
I'm on to you, Tony. I'm on to you. Brightburn was dope.
It was like the fourth sister from the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. Like, do you think that they might even have her as a story arc as well? I'm saying, as opposed to the kid with the broom, why not have?
It's called Jedi.
I think all of it is only going to be from like before original trilogy era.
Oh, okay.
Because they showed Dooku, they showed Ahsoka. I'd be shocked they showed like.
Yeah, but
it's Tales of the Jedi. There's no Jedis in the original trilogy aside from Luke. That we find out Leia became a Jedi for a moment.
Why are there no Jedi out for Order 66? Because we see them die, right? What if we see one survive? We introduced ourselves to Cal Kestis just a couple years ago, and now there's another Jedi who survived.
Well,
remember Quinlan Voss? Quinlan Voss survived from the Kenobi show. His name was inscribed on the wall. there are survivors of the Jedi. Let's be introduced to a new one
Yeah,
who
because
isn't
even
white.
Let me
Let's
ask:
cast diversely.
is Cal canon? Because we don't we don't know his fate
Canon.
yet.
Cal-
Is he canon?
Oh, you think he might die before we get to this time? Oh,
Yeah, because if Cal's all right, they say he's canon, which
Mhm.
I doubt he is. His second game, he looks like.
You're forgetting something though, K. Dot. They casted a man, and he looks like the character he voice acts. There's plans to use him.
Yeah. There is a strategy to it. I do
you
agree.
think long term though or short term?
Long term.
Really long term.
Yeah, they got a pretty young dude. They casted as
Okay.
Cal Kestis.
Mando season 3. That if we're moving on from what I was bringing up, Tales of the Jedi, the season 3 of Mandalorian looked great. I saw this leaked trailer back when Celebration happened on May 28th. So whatever. Matt Cave says the kid with the broom is a legit possible gateway to brand new Force sensitive character stories.
Oh, I
And
agree. I agree. I'm just saying.
probably the best thing that J.J. Abrams did was didn't follow up on that story. The way that The Last Jedi ended, you would think, oh, he's going to be important. But no, never do we see this character. So good. Now Filoni can be in charge of it.
He's gonna be the first student of Rey's school.
No, Rey put down her sabers in sand. You think she's going to open a school next?
Why not?
I don't know what Rey's gonna
Obi-Wan
do.
did. Obi-Wan did, and so did Luke. So why not Rey?
Yeah, that is true.
Obi-Wan opened a school?
No, I'm saying Obi-Wan buried his
Lightsaber,
lightsaber,
took it out.
but then he ended up taking them back again anyway, right?
Yeah, you're right. It depends on what Daisy Ridley wants. You guys saw the interview John Boyega did on Breakfast Club. It just happened yesterday. They filmed it on Thursday. It was released on Friday morning.
I didn't watch it.
Man. K-Dot?
I didn't watch it yet. Does he go off about Star Wars?
The most honest and I don't give a F, just speaking of Star Wars, he recognizes how his character, nothing really happened. He says it like, they didn't do anything with my character. He says it like it's a foregone conclusion. Like, yeah, we know. They didn't respect me. Yeah, I was just there for attendance. He didn't say attendance. That's my words because you know that's how I speak. But basically, says the same shit that I say on my YouTube videos, and it's like, wow, John Boyega is, and he's not afraid, and he's like, he graduated the Hollywood kind of like, you know when you're being hazed in the beginning, he's out of that. He's a full human being. I love it. John, you guys need to see what he said and the way he spoke about, and he's not returning.
He's not brainwashed.
He's not brainwashed.
They
specifically asked.
Didn't get him.
Huh?
The Disney brainwashing that they took all the employees in. They
didn't work for him.
Device and they
not the place.
Didn't work. And he talks about it. He's like, yeah, I don't really get a cut from the merchandise money. And he looked like angry about it. But then he said, well, I'm going to be getting paid and I'm taking care of my bills. No, they don't get a cut of the merch. It will look like his likeness. And that's the thing that they agreed to that when they get started. That's why they look for unknowns. All he had was Attack of the Block. That he wasn't really a full-fledged actor.
They sign their likeness and representation type thing.
And I'm going to defend Lucasfilm or any studio that does that. It's okay for you to do that. You're making this guy a name, and that's what your franchise offers. There's only a few franchises that can do that. It's probably like 5: Harry Potter, Marvel, Star Wars. I'm not giving you DC.
I'm saying
any animated show can do that. I mean, any show can.
But that's the thing. Is selling off your likeness really worth it if you're not going to retain any money from these roles you're doing? Like,
yeah, but you're known. Someone's gonna want to cast you in something else.
Well, yeah, not saying he won't be cast in anything else, but mind you, think about the money he could be getting over time from Star Wars just by being in it. I imagine Mark Hamill was still like getting some.
Oh yeah, they're still getting. I mean,
from Star Wars.
The actors, K-Dot, the actors from the Gilligan's Island TV show, till the day they died, were still getting royalty checks.
Yeah. Like I'm not if selling off your likeness is the only way to be in these Star Wars or Disney movies, it's like, is it really worth it? Yeah, you get your name, but like you still want to You still want to get
It
some of that
launches
money
your
from it.
career. You were nobody. You were nothing. You were not going to get this career if you hadn't have taken these Star Wars movie. It was a shortcut, and you're still going to get residual and money from like the role, like the acting part of it. It's just the toys and the video games and that stuff. Whenever they look
All
like
right,
you,
but yeah. I mean, as long as he's still getting money from being in it, that's all that matters. Like, then now
Mm.
guy get money from everything, but he should still be getting compensated for these roles.
Lego Star Wars teased plans for Rey. They said she was going to continue Luke's journey searching for ancient Jedi temples. I'd love to see that. How much power does Lego Star Wars have in storytelling?
Lego
I
Star
don't
Wars.
know.
Lego Star Wars is the best Star Wars content ever.
But also,
Really?
Dave Filoni
Like,
doesn't rate Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars
He's
is
from the
funny.
school of George Lucas of ignoring things that happen outside of the TV shows and movies.
But see this thing, right? Lego Star Wars follows all the canon that is set up. It just makes it. It just does it in a comedic way. It literally
I'm just not a fan of
anybody if they don't feel like if they don't like watching movies, if you're a gamer and you don't like watching movies, play the Lego Star Wars games, and you pretty much got the whole stories of the original.
I cannot in good conscience recommend the Lego video games. Sorry.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you were to play it, you would get the same story out of the movie. It's just that it's going to be a lot funnier.
Well, why not just watch the movie?
Because you get to play a game.
Yeah, you get to play it. It's more engaging.
But it's a Lego game.
Hey, I had no problem watching Mike on his channel Rogue Comics when he was live streaming the video game, and he'd stop and he'd be like, "Listen to that John Williams score," and I don't know, it's quality entertainment. She should have been a Jedi. What a
we
shame.
was at a time when we were starving for games where lightsabers were prominent, and Lego Star Wars was that.
You could always play Knights of the Old Republic.
But that was only on the original Xbox. You can only get it if
where are you playing it now?
Well, now they put Knights of the Old Republic. It's backwards compatible, so now I can play it on
backwards
PC.
compatible, and you can play
it on PC, Xbox One.
It's on PC. I played it on PC. I didn't play it on Xbox.
Well,
and it's pretty cheap now. It's like $4.99 at least.
What? Okay.
Yeah, it's super cheap. All those I recently got Star Wars that's Star Wars game Jedi Academy.
Jedi Academy, okay.
Literally $5 on the Xbox One store. $5.
All right, these are good games. I mean, it's
Finn was built up to be the first to be a major character.
Yes.
The next two marginalized to token status.
Yes.
Boyega basically says that, and he does say that we're in between contracts, or we're ended our contract with Lucasfilm, so there's no chatter about me returning. It's done. He's finished. He's done.
He shouldn't return. I don't
return. If Filoni pitches him and says, "Listen, what do you want?" Because we think there's a story there to tell.
Back and he's going to be a Jedi, I'm fine.
That's fine. Yes,
but if he's coming back and he's still the same Finn, I don't want him.
I don't want him as comic relief. I want his story arc.
Yeah, yes. And he would only at this point of his life, he's like 30 now. He'd only come back and return if you can get confirmation that he'll have a respectable role. And
he gets licensing percentage.
And you know what would have
too late.
The twist for episode 7 at the end is that Rey succumbs to Kylo's manipulation, and Finn is the one who's actually the Jedi, and it's a journey of him trying to also defeat this evil, but bring Rey back to the side of good.
You wanted him to have an arc, yeah.
Yeah, like imagine like that would have made episode 7 so much better. That Finn was actually the one we think Rey is our main character when she's not. She eventually becomes a villain, and Finn is actually the hero we're going to be watching.
Until the moment where Rey gets the lightsaber in that snow and she's holding it right after Kylo Ren gets his back, I didn't consider Finn the secondary character. If anything, they were both equally important to me during that whole movie. It's not until Rey gets it and it kind of zooms in.
That's the other thing the movie did. Episode 7 made it seem like they was going to be on equal standing. Then at the end, it's pretty obvious. No, we're following just Rey now, And you see, especially in 8 and 9, Finn is
And with-
reduced to background.
And with not just background, comic relief.
Yeah.
That too.
That was the problem I had. It's
We
like,
are beating a dead horse, as Star Wars Santa would remind me all the time, and he is right because
and
I
never
trash
get
on.
that. And I
But
never-
that's my first time saying that thing about the whole Finn thing, about him being a good guy and Rey being evil, and he's trying to bring her back.
I will never get tired of beating that dead horse.
KOTOR, that's how you know he's a fan. KOTOR.
Oh yeah, they delayed it again. I was like, what the heck?
I don't think it's happening anymore, actually. Back to this chart, because there was a live action show that they surprised us with over at Disney at Star Wars Celebration called Skeleton Crew. As you
I
can
don't
see
know
here, it is filming now along with Ahsoka. Ahsoka's
Is it-
filming. We knew about that. It's coming in 2023. Skeleton Crew also at 2023. This year is going to, that year 23 is going to be a phenomenal year as far as content goes when you attach the Marvel shows and this, like 52 weeks in a year. And I feel like out of those 52, we're going to have something to watch every single Wednesday evening.
Oh, goody.
Wednesday night, I should say. And that's good. That's phenomenal, man. That's something that I want to see continue from Marvel. And like, I know that Disney Plus is also for High School Musical fans and for they do other things. I just don't watch it. I don't care about.
I just don't watch it.
I don't. But you guys own
I'm
Marvel
agreeing
and
with
Star Wars.
I agree with you. You have your own preference.
Yeah, that's all. That is what they're giving us. Wrecking or Skeleton Crew. Don't know what to expect, but because it's new, it's not Jedi, it's not bounty hunters, it's something else. Very imaginative. Good job from you, Dave Filoni. I know you watch, Dave. John Favreau, you're watching too. What's up? Like, they're giving us unique corners of Star Wars, and they're doing it in live action. All right. I always talk about diversity and casting. It'd be nice if we had a lead, but that's fine. Star Wars, whatever you do, however you cast in these next TV shows. When it comes to your movie, when you do episode 10, 11, 12, the skin color of that lead actor, Kate, turn your camera on. No, you don't need to. You don't need to. Better look like this.
Don't.
Yeah, I know, right?
Better have the hat too.
Well, the hat. All that chatter about, oh, we resist or we rebel, those tweets and stuff that Jeanette, who runs your Twitter account, tweets out. All of that. I don't know, getting Obi-Wan Kenobi's actor, what's his name, Ewan McGregor, to sit in his car and be like, "Listen, mate, this is not the way you're supposed to." That's not his voice. That's not his voice.
Not even close.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't his voice. But like all that, you guys are very like, you got rid of Gina Carano because you couldn't stand what she was all about, and you're this inclusive company, Lucasfilm. Phenomenal. Lead actor of Star Wars Episode 10, 11, 12. I want that character, he or she, to have dark skin. Because the first 9, the lead character had white skin. And if you cannot talk to me or boast or speak the importance of diversity, if there's a consistent theme in your lead actors of your movies, of your $200 million budgets, which get posters on bus stops in Brazil and Times Square, like, I need that face to be associated with your brand, to have skin pigmentation of Michael Jackson pre-1980. I had to lighten up the mood. I'm sorry. Thank you for laughing, Jaded Fanboy. D. Diesel says, I have thrown enough shade.
It's almost like he said that entire thing just for the setup of that joke.
Almost like it. Disney trilogy to last a lifetime, LOL.
Oh, I'll still never get enough of trashing that trilogy.
The NyQuil trilogy. Don't like that Bad Batch season 2 was pushed back. D. Diesel, you would rather have it pushed back and still be good rather than early and rushed, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm.
Always.
China won't like that
like
show.
Video games.
Oh, I got 3 laughing emojis from Kita. Thank you. Epic use of an MJ name drop. I'm proud of myself. I got the room. Let's finish up in like 5 minutes. But let's keep it Star Wars related, guys. The Mandalorian, of course, we know is lovely, and every show that Filoni Favreau are doing are in that time pace. 6 years after Return of the Jedi, maybe it might be 7 by now. It can't always be 6 years after Return of the Jedi. So much happens. 7 years after Return of the Jedi, is like that's it. That is the you know what I mean? That's the time period we're gonna live in. I like it. I want to build on it, and I want to see new characters, and I'm not afraid to get another force using person. You know,
Well, again, even with the original trilogy, we only thought it was, Luke, and then all of a sudden Yoda shows up, and then, by the way, Leia shows up. So it's like, it's not like they had like some built foundation that they can't maneuver around. So uh, anybody going, if they actually do have a new Jedi that nobody actually knew about, is anybody
developed,
really, yeah, is
but a
anybody
new
really
Jedi
gonna,
who's developed, or a new Jedi who's just like learning on the spot.
either you could easily have, because it's like, you don't have to be born of Jedi to be able to become a Jedi. It's not an essential aspect of it's not a genetic trait that's,
Metachlorians.
yeah, but if your midichlorian count is high enough, I believe Darth Vader had that issue. Doesn't matter if your parents don't have it as much. It's just whether or not you yourself as an individual have it.
Hmm. I want to meet one of those characters with high metachlorians. And if there was a republic, they probably would have caught him, but he slipped through the cracks. So whoever this character is, you know what I mean? Like, let's see Din Djarin link up with him. Let's see Ahsoka find him and say, "You're different, huh? Uh, I'll come back for you later." Something like that. Like, give me a character who knows how to use the Force, so that by the time we get to the era of the sequels, which eventually time will catch up to that period, okay? By the time we get that, it's not this desolate wasteland of guys with no force powers, with a Luke Skywalker dead, and no one knows how to teach this, the teachings.
Right.
Comment section says, casting for Sabine and Ezra, I think, is going to be a huge win. I believe it's already been completed. Lots of new Star Wars fans came into the fandom through Rebels. Oh yeah, new
Well,
Star Wars fans. Yeah,
also the Clone Wars as well. I mean, I don't want to shortchange Clone Wars as well.
Clone Wars started back in 2008. There's people working on the Ahsoka show. Dave Filoni said were kids watching that cartoon.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then when you think about it, back in '08, yeah, some of us were kids back then. It's been a year and a half already. I think it's pushed back to make room for Andor and Tales of the Jedi this fall.
Yeah.
I think, well, whether it's been pushed back for another show or not, that gives the people who created the show a little bit more time on the editing chair. They can make a little bit more fancier lightsaber scenes. They can edit things here in the background. They can go to sleep one night, remember, oh, actually, I should, and then they'll fix up a little something, something that they had forgotten to do. These guys are pros. They're not just rookies. The Tales of the Jedi folk. They've worked on Rebels, Clone Wars, Bad Batch. They know what
They
they're
have a
doing.
history with the franchise.
That's right. It's been a year and Murdoch J says, "Do you want a Force Unleashed type of character, Chill?" Oh, you're talking about Starkiller, huh? Galen Malik.
Oh, okay.
Do I want one like that? Yes.
Really?
No, I don't.
I didn't think so.
Because remember what Kenobi did for me and you? We don't really accept Kenobi could not have actually happened. There's
No.
just so much shenanigans. So do I really want Starkiller in there? Nah.
Because you also want a character that you can grow with. You don't want him already that level of power, because then it's like just the further adventures of. I'd rather have a character that you grow with as that character grows.
What if I say this answer? I want Dave Filoni to be in charge of what happens, not whoever it was who screen wrote Kenobi.
Mm.
And as of now, Filoni is the chief creative dude. He's in charge of anything. He wasn't in charge of Kenobi because he hadn't gotten the promotion yet when that show was greenlit. Now, anything that comes from now onward, it's going to be all him. So maybe I will accept a Force Unleashed type character. Sabine is already cast. They're getting close to casting Ezra. Okay, I saw pictures of who Ezra was supposed to be. Originally, they were saying it was Mina Masood who played Aladdin, and now there's another guy I've never heard of who could be Ezra. Both were cast. The actors look spot on.
Okay.
I think his name was EMAN something. That whoever played Ezra. Tales of the Jedi does look dope. I'm about done and finished with conversation.
And that's when K Dot shows back up.
No, he's not back. I just wanted to pop him up
Oh,
because he was part of the show. So was Mike from Rogue Comics. Today was a laid back and chill live stream. I'll repeat what I said at the beginning of the show. I am being reviewed for monetization. I don't have any strikes on my channel, guys, and I'm pretty sure I'm not counting my chickens before they're hatched, but I'm comfortable. Okay, but because of that, I was just kind of chilling, and I didn't really plan a 33 burning questions because I wasn't monetized yet, and I was like, why go hard? I just found out earlier this morning on Twitter that I've been approved, and they're gonna look over my channel, yada yada yada, to see how much money I will be worth and my CPM rate. So that's thank you, Matt Cave. So that is why there was no 33 burning questions. I was just like, I'm not going to work hard if this channel is dead and they're not going to monetize me. That was my thought process going into this. It's not the case. Thank you all for your continued support. Thank you to the Jaded Fanboy for being a constant guest. Thank you to K Dot, my friend K Dot, for joining all the time he joins, and Mike as well. Appreciate every single one of yous. And we are outie.